Welcome back. I'm now joined by Heidi Davidson with the Grand Junction Police Department. Thanks so much for stopping by.
It's always my pleasure.
We love having you.
Thanks.
So you're here to talk about something pretty important, scams,
Yes.
which a lot of people fall victim to. Talk about that. How big of a problem is that here in Mesa County?
First of all, thank you so much for letting me come on and talk about it, because our best line of defense against these scams is having a conversation with our community so that we can warn our friends, families, and neighbors. I was telling you right before we started that we had a report last week of a woman who came into the police department to tell us that she'd received a call from someone posing as an employee of our agency saying that she had a warrant for her arrest for missing jury duty. Long story, she ended up going to a grocery store and purchasing three $500 gift cards to iTunes because she was threatened and coerced by this scammer that if she didn't, she would be arrested and taken to jail.
Wow.
We see this all the time, and it's heartbreaking because once that money's gone, you cannot get it back.
Yeah, that's so scary. So how would someone recognize a scam?
Perfect question. Threats and intimidation. If someone calls you and gives you a sense of urgency, if they tell you you have to do something right now or something bad is going to happen, that should immediately be a red flag. We know how hard it is to take a step back from a sense of urgency. Someone that you love is in danger. You might be going to jail. Things like that really put you into crisis. That is what these criminals are preying on. They want you to act out of a sense of fear.
Yeah.
So if you're told something scary like that, the best thing you can do is hang up and talk to someone you trust.
Okay, so threats are the big red flag.
Yes.
Now, what does someone do if they think they're being threatened or if they're just questioning if something's real or not?
First of all, do not give them money. A law enforcement agency is never going to let you pay for a warrant over the phone. We're never going to call you and solicit money over the phone.
Right.
The reality of it is, Shelby, if you have a warrant for your arrest, we're going to come to your house.
Yeah.
We're not going to call you and tell you to pay us with iTunes gift cards.
Right.
And as much as that person might scare you into thinking that this is reasonable, it's not. So always stop. If it's someone posing as a local law enforcement agency, tell them that you want to call and verify that this person is an employee. A real officer will say, great idea, you should do that, because we want consumers to be cautious. If they say, no, you can't, that is another red flag. Hang up the phone and don't give them any money.
Okay, now what if this threat is in person? As a young woman, I know it can be scary, but people can impersonate officers.
Absolutely.
So how do you deal with something like that?
Yeah, so if you are in face-to-face encountering someone who you believe to be possibly impersonating a law enforcement officer, first of all, you want to ask for some sort of credible identification. Even when you're face-to-face with someone, you can still call the non-emergency dispatch line. Our dispatchers dispatch for 23 public safety agencies in Mesa County. You can call them and tell them that you are in contact with someone and you want to verify your employment. It's always appropriate for you to do that if you have any concerns that someone might have bad intentions.
Okay, now where can people go for more information on these types of questions or issues?
So we try to put out information as often as we can on our social media and websites and blog sites. Another option that you have is go to the FTC website, Federal Trade Commission. They do a lot with phone scams. That's another opportunity for you to report. If you didn't fall victim, but you are seeing something that maybe you've never seen before and you want to report it, that's the agency that collects all of that data to try to figure out where we should be targeting our efforts to stop these scams.
Yeah, and this happens. I mean, my dad fell victim to something like this, so it happens. I'm glad you're here to talk about it because it's important to let people know.
Yep, tell your friends, family, and neighbors. Make sure you're letting people know who might be vulnerable to fall for this. That's the best way we can prevent it from happening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
on.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. We'll have all this information available as well on westernslopenow.com.